Okay, so this Christmas boss event is a lot like the Kovatek event, but there's some differences. One major one is you'll be able to summon as many as you want. Your attacks are limited. I feel like in the Kovatek one it was limited because it used energy. In this one it's just flat out limited. You get so many per day. Plus you can buy 100 in the shop for 40 diamonds each. 100 attempts, that's 12 cocoa. Then you've also got these reindeer bells here, which guarantee a Crag Hack summon. More importantly, they double the rewards that you get for the boss. Obviously, I'm sure you all have looked at the rewards. You know, there's commander tokens, premium artifact box. You all know what's there. There's some good shit. Then you've also got leaderboards for number of kills on each boss, as well as assists. Do one assist just to get on the board, but I'm going to try and win all the other ones. The rewards aren't great. It's like 500 diamonds for first in each one, and then 10 artifact pulls, 10 pearls or whatever, and then 15 gold keys. But I just like to win shit, so I'm hoping to get at least 2 of them. We want to finish all these missions down here. The quest for kills, it doesn't matter what level boss you kill. So there's really no reason to kill past the level that you can one-shot at. Well, one reason is to do testing for you, but yeah, you don't have to do that because I'm doing it for you. Because I can't one-shot level 27. I only level it to decipher testing, but you can lower the level of a boss by quitting it. It lowers it by 1 level. It's the red X right there. So like I mentioned before, you can summon tons and tons. You're going to run out of cocoa before you run out of shit to summon. So you can get the bosses as high as you can and still one-shot them, and then just quit every other one. That'll get you the maximum amount of resources while still getting you a kill on every attack. And you want to max this out before you figure out how far you can one-shot. The Christmas tree, you get stolen presents. I did some testing originally. You get more if you do less damage, but you're going to max it out pretty quick, and it's huge, 500% unit damage. I'm doing true damage up into the early 20s. So now we can actually get into the fun part, which is how do we hurt the motherfuckers.
So I'm going with a more or less a basic DI setup. Right here I'm testing to see if percentage HP damage works. The Beholder's crowd control does nothing but percent HP, and it did 20% of his damage. So percent HP does work. I tested Titan here and Regnant Archer. That's part of the reason why people are having success with Regnant Archer. They didn't do so hot for me in these tests here. Partially because mine aren't that hot. They're not 6-star. And also because my marksmen are really strong, and marksmen get huge buffs from Gaelu. They get the triple shot instead of double shot. They get the extra range, which equates to extra units damage, and then they get a little bit of extra crit, and they get 100% crit damage, all just from Gaelu specialties. Plus mine are my only red 2 unit, and they have level 60 emblems on, which is big. Although I did put level 50 emblems, I think, on the Titan and the Regnant for these tests. So here I'm going to do a CLE at a bunch of different levels to show. Right here, everybody's at level 20. Everybody's doing true damage. That is, their total and actual damage are equal. Well, technically not everybody. The fish, Revi, and the hat summon, but Revi only has uncast Everlasting Secret. And he only did 1 million damage anyway, but only 93% of it got through as damage to the boss. Now, this is mostly because of the 500% unit damage we got, plus whatever unit damage we already have, and DRR versus their damage resistance, penetration versus the defense, and then Holy Emblem attack is what's making the difference. So you can see here at level 22, only the Sharpies are still doing true damage. Of course, they're doing almost 90% of the total damage, so that's fine. But as we keep going here, you can see they're going to fall off quick. This is 23. This is the last level, like one shot. But I can still do it pretty easily on auto, which is good because there's no quick combat or anything, and it's a lot of fights. So anyway, level 23 CLA did one shot it. My marksman is just now not doing true damage, 99%. Black Knight's already under half his damage getting through. But I'm going to keep going, even though I can't one-shot him, just to show how drastically the mitigation of your damage is going to increase. So here at level 24, and my marksman's a long way down from that 99%. So it takes like 2 shots for me to kill a 24. I missed 25. I do 26, 27 though, because in addition to the percentage of your damage going way down, you know, the hit points of the boss are going up as well. So you can see here on 26, my total damage between the 2 Sharpies is 1.2 billion. So even if I was doing true damage, I wouldn't finish it. However, I did finish it and probably cost myself first place some of these bosses just for the sake of testing. On 27, again, you see my total damage basically is unchanged. It's 1.2 billion, 7.75 from the marksman, 4.25 from the elves, but now we're doing about a quarter of my damages getting through. So it would take me like 7-8 tries just to finish 27, which I didn't, and which you shouldn't either. You should level them down to where you can one-shot them. And unless you're going for leaderboards, after you get 30 of CLE and Xeron, you should only do Crag Hack, who is a little bit different than the other ones. This is a little bit unique strategy. You can see the boss skills here. They seem to more or less mirror the skills of the actual hero. For Xeron and CLE, just use your DI group, basically, except... Normally I don't use elves in guild bosses and DI anymore, because they don't have add any utility, but because I'm doing true damage or close to true damage... Elves damage is only about half of the marksman, but it's still pretty significant, certainly compared to anything else. But other than that, I'm just using my DI build for those two bosses. And pretty much ignore all their skills except for Crag Hack, who has one skill that in the later matches accounts for 99% of his damage in the stats. And the stats is broken, so you can't see what it was, but... And it seems to be Robber. Robber's what it says right before it happens, and he'll just one-shot all your melee, or as a target. The time at which it happens varies, but it will happen once you get on higher levels. So you could try and tank that. You could use suicide units for it. You could try and just burst a bunch of damage before it happens. Or if you're like me and think that backups are an awesome, interesting game mechanic and all modes that don't have them suck, or at least would be a lot cooler if they did have them. But they are available here. So I'm using Gorgon because of his percent max HP cap, so he won't die. I'm using Spartans because they give me DR after they die. Revi does a debuff to the boss that sticks around after he dies. Ogre's Rampage boosts my attack, continues after he's dead, and Paladin gives high morale at the beginning. And that's enough melee that's going to die right here. Well, boom. See, it nukes them all. Gorgon is going to stay alive to tank for me, though, at least, and that's enough to proc backups at the 25-second mark here. And I'm using the double range backups, partially because they give attack speed and an extra attack speed specifically to ranged, but also because I want to bring in some more ranged units, put them right on top of my Sharpies and frenzy them. I brought the Regnant Archer. She does some significant damage because of her percentage HP, even though she's weak. More importantly, I have my Wasport that's in all the buffs, that is spitting out all these bees. That's giving me cooldown, so I can actually increase my total damage because I'm getting way more frenzies in. I had to manually fight to do this. I can do 24 Xeron, 23 CLE, 22 Crag Hack auto. This was a little bit trickier, which means it was actually a little bit of fun. There's not a huge increase in going up just one level. I think it's like less than a dozen shop currency. Now, early on, it was important not to have it on auto because I want to build up a decent mana reserve because I'm going to be getting frenzy cooldowns. The auto will be spamming my air arrow and stuff, and I'm going to be out of mana when it gets frenzy back, if it gets frenzy cooldowns quick, because I have the Human Sandra level 40 adjutant generating cooldown. You also want to make sure it doesn't cast it right before the backups come, so you can get the Wasport in it. Because as you can see, at level 23, it's similar to CLE. I'm doing close to true damage. Not quite, but 90%. So boosting my total damage is more important, and more frenzies means more total damage. Also got a little extra damage from the Regnant Archer, more attack speed from the backups means more damage. All in all, put together, it allowed me to defeat Crag Hack 23, and I did it right here on 24 just to see what its damage reduction was like. But 23, 22 Crag Hack, whatever you can max on Crag Hack, you're going to want to run that over and over again with Mystic Pals. These, you can look at the rewards you get here after this fight. In addition to the shop currency, the stolen presents are worthless once you max your tree, but you get a shit ton of talent potions, which are always nice, and a shit ton of unit XP, which is great because of this damn crown. So you can see here, on 23, I did 90-some percent. 24, down to like half my damage being mitigated. So even super crackheads ain't one shot in level 30. Put up the rewards here, like I was saying, that's the best return on investment with the bells. I did a lot more some testing on Crag Hacks, DR escalating. I did testing to isolate that it is the Holy Emblem attack that's making the difference. I did testing to show that bringing the DRR still matters, even though you have 500%, and testing that shows defense reduction doesn't work. There's no reason to make this video that long. I gotta get it out before the damn event's over. So I'm just gonna let this run here really quick to show better placement for backups, and like a glove, they all fit perfectly in the buffs this way. If you're having trouble with the other way, but anyway, you just got a couple days left, but hopefully this will help you to catch up and get what you need out of the shop or pass people if you're going for the leaderboards. And as always, thanks for watching.